What's up YouTube, it's Louis here. I hope you're all well. Today we're looking at Bitcoin and we're looking at that weekly close which I've been warning you guys about for about 3 days straight. And of course we got the close. It's closed as a shooting star, very negative pattern. You see here we had a bullish hammer that couldn't be ignored. We went up. We had a bearish candlestick pattern, reversal, because you're coming up and you want to reverse it now. This cannot be ignored. So I am expecting a dump. We are confirmed in a weekly downtrend. You actually have flipped this support now into resistance, something that you hadn't done since losing the low over here. You hadn't back tested as resistance yet. We were expecting this red line to hold as resistance, but you can see you've actually come up to the body here and closed below this previous support now as resistance. You see the wicks going down, we went up. Now you see the wicks going up, we should go down, like we've seen here where we had wicks to the top and we dropped. Wicks to the top, we dropped. So same thing, it can't be ignored. Now yes, of course we are obviously waiting for this daily inverse head and shoulders pattern to play out. So we know that we basically need to hold, I think, in and around 40k, 39 to 40k for this to be valid. We'll look at that in a bit more detail, but just before we carry on, please subscribe and grow the channel to 2k subscribers by the end of this month. We can definitely do so. And yeah, of course, comment what you personally think is going on with Bitcoin down below. Now, I just want to make you guys aware that I am getting the keys to my new house today. So this following week is going to be very busy for me. I am going to try as hard as possible to get as many videos out. But please, have some patience, because obviously it's going to be a hectic week from me moving stuff. But once I'm in my new place and I'm settled and I've got my office set up done, which should be by the end of this week, next week I'll be back with loads of bangers, and it'll be constant loads and loads and loads of content every single day as I'll be settled. So now let's take a look at a different Bitcoin chart on the daily time frame. So it's very messy, I appreciate that, but yeah, we need to look at this. So we knew that when we got above this 20, we wanted to back test it, something we never got and still haven't got. You can see here we've just missed the 20 EMA, so no back test of the 20 is very close. Some people would say yes, it has back tested, but we can see that it hasn't actually touched the purple line. This blue one is the 12 EMA. This is at the moment what's stopping us from going to the 20. This is what's holding us up as support. So this is actually positive, because you can see the momentum has died down over here. But something we just can't ignore is that weekly candle close. It is very, very, very negative, to be honest, guys. And yeah, been warning you for a good few days now. Only today you're getting these other bigger YouTubers talking about it. But yeah, I've warned you guys, and I had to put emergency or warning in the title, because obviously it's true. I'm not going to just put it there for clickbait. I'm putting it there because it has meaning. I'm not just trying to get clicks. I'm warning you guys that potentially, well, now we are confirmed in a weekly downtrend, which we already knew, but you confirmed the weekly bear market since closing below that weekly low, basically, with now a shooting star, where previously there was wicks to the downside, but now to the upside, wicks to the top, it wants to drop. We are all praying that this holds up. If we do hold this 20, then actually we should come up and test this and try and break it. And if we actually can break it, we will head to the 200 minimal. We would probably head to this next support point, which will act as resistance. You're already sort of feeling it, but yeah, I think that we would be running into this 46k area again. And if you can break above this and confirm its support, we'd be heading to this 52k target that we've been talking about for a while, which we know is a very key, very, very key resistance point going forward, because obviously this is the area that if you come up to too fast and you get rejected at 47.7 or 52k, that might be a dead cat bounce and we go into a bear market. But we might not even get to those levels. We've come to the 382, we got above it, but we couldn't actually close above the 382. We got rejected now, and we are pushing lower. So technically speaking, if you can't get above this, you would go to the 236, 39k, which is actually this wick that we were anticipating for a long while to get retested, which we haven't done since breaking above it. And that's why I've set an alert there just in case we do get there, and I'll alert you guys once that's happened. So you can see what could potentially stop us from going down to that 39k level is that 20 EMA. And you can see we've got a lot of support in and around this box. It just hasn't been confirmed as support yet. Since you got above this box though, I've of course had to make it green because it should be used as support. But of course, if you fall below all of this, confirm it as resistance, I'll make this red, and then that's your confirmation. We're going to head much, 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 much lower. So there's a lot of fibs on here, so I'm going to try and get rid of these. So I'll do that for you now. So If we move to the 4 hour time frame, I think we've actually now met our technical target, which was a 1618 target out of this impulse to the downside. But now we're measuring from this swing low to this, and now you can see we got a larger 1618 target down here at 40.1k, which would be coming back down to test this wick and this swing low over here basically. So this just looks like some sort of consolidation before continuation. You could say it's another flag pattern. You've broken out of it, you have found support, and you're retesting the top level. You can see that if we were to draw a horizontal support, let's do this now, on this line, you can see that actually you are holding it, you lost it, came down, found some support, got back inside and confirmed that support. So right now we have to actually ignore this current candle because it's just open 5 minutes ago, so we can't make a judgment on this, completely ignore it. Going off the previous candle, we can see we actually held this as support, and you can see that this is some sort of, if you're just looking at the moving averages, this is why a lot of the time I don't use trend lines, but I use them for patterns to make it clearer. But you can see that the 20 and the 12 is coming down with as a resistance, and this is holding us as support. It's sort of like a triangle, and this is called a descending triangle. This is a bearish chart pattern basically. So actually this should technically break downwards, and you can see you'd be meeting your 1618 target because you'd be losing the 1414 and this support over here, this smaller green box. I don't know if you can see the smaller green box inside. And then yeah, if you're losing that support, we would be heading to the 1618 target, which is actually your target anyway, since you lost this low over here. Now, if you remember from yesterday's videos, I was basically going through validations and invalidations. When you lost this low over here, and you close below, it basically validated this target. This is your target, but just because it's your target doesn't necessarily mean with 100% confidence or certainty that it will go there. You can stop at the 1.272, and from here you could get above the 1, and if you can confirm the 1 as support, we would actually no longer go to the 1618 target, and you'd be heading up but running into this as resistance, the 0618, as a tough level to break above. But if you can get above that 618, we would continue up, of course. But if you fail to get above this 1, basically, you'd roll over more. Now, from the 1414 here, you could, of course, get back above the 1 again, hold it as support. You would invalidate that 1618 target. You can also do something where you've got above the 1, and then basically at that moment invalidated any further downside, but then lost support, confirmed it as resistance again, and you'd basically validate that 1618 target again. So I hope everyone's understood that in today's video, and yeah, I went through it in a lot of detail in all my videos yesterday, so thank you guys for watching and supporting the channel with that. So basically, as long as you're below 42.7k, we are in a target to 41k. It is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that because I want to be bearish or I want to be bullish, but yeah, that is just the case. So your target out of the descending triangle is at 41.1. You can, of course, break upwards, and we are about to break out because there's no more space. You're coming into that apex where a big move will be forced, whether that's to the upside, back into this resistance. You can see if we broke out now, you're just be coming into this resistance, which was previous support, and you can see here right there, or at the first contact of resistance of this descending triangle and the back test of support. Yeah, this was a very negative sign basically, because resistance support, you basically flipped into resistance, then we had this support over here, this ascending support, and then you lost it, confirmed as resistance. So many reasons why that was a negative sign, and even if you do break out, you're just coming back into that area, probably going to get rejected again. So let's see how that descending triangle plays out, but usually a break to the downside. Now we can get some more fibs out. I can measure from this swing low, which is where we actually had this pump without holding any supports, just pumping for like a FOMO run up basically, and you are actually holding the 382. So actually, if we do break out now to the upside and get back above this resistance that we're finding at the moment, then technically you could have already bottomed out. I'm not saying that, I'm just saying that if you were to break above these levels again, basically the reason is because the first impulse out of a new trend, it can just retrace to the 382, and at the moment you're struggling to close below, but you're holding in and around this area, which actually means that it's getting weaker and weaker and weaker, this support, because there's no reaction from it. You can see when you came into resistance, you spent 2 candles in that resistance and effed off. three candles in resistance and effed off here, you just love staying by the support. It's basically saying that, yeah, it's holding you as a floor at the moment, but it's not so strong because there's no reaction from this location. So yes, at the moment the 382 is holding. Yes, that means that I could actually come up, break the zero, and continue to our next 47.52k target. However, obviously, if we do come down and lose this now, you can see where your 0618 is at 39k, an area that we've been crying out for weeks on this channel now to be back tested as support for the confirmation that we will not head lower. So it's all about this 39k location. Of course, if you do get down there, you would be losing these EMAs. They would most likely be forming some bearish crosses, and so it'd be very key to hold this, because with those bearish crosses, if you keep back testing them as resistance, then maybe you do come down to the 0618, come back to those EMAs and actually hold them as resistance, basically saying that you don't want to continue up and you lose the 0618, creating that reversal wave. If that's tested as resistance and then you come down and lose the 786, you would be coming down to the 1 as a minimal target, something that we always say on this channel for months and months and months on end now. Now, if you do come down and hold 36.3k as support, and we start heading back up and we can break this resistance point and backtest its support, and you could see that we would be forming some larger double bottom here, something we've also been calling out for on the channel for a few weeks now. But again, guys, just because that's what we want to do and that's what could happen doesn't mean that it will, and we always have to look at the bearish scenario as well. We can't just be bulls like we all want to be, like all these YouTube channels are. So if you do come down and lose this one level, of course the reversal wave confirmed, and your target would be the 1618 at 31k, and as soon as you lose this low, I will be shouting for 31k. However, I'm gonna get those people that are saying, Louis, you're saying 31k and we're going up. What do I mean by that? Basically, if we come down to the 1 and we get a bounce from the 1.272, which is highly likely, it happens a lot of the time, and we start coming back to the 1, I would still have to say we're going to 31k. Although from here starts heading up and potentially could break above this, I'd still technically have to say we're going to 31k. The reason being is because when you lose this low, that's your target. So as long as you're below that low, even if you're coming back up to it, as long as you're below it, we're going to 31k. Yes, if we get above the 1 and can confirm it as support, only then, with the confirmation, with the back test of the support, then I can say, yes, we are no longer going to 31k. But you can't get annoyed at me for that, because I'm not controlling the market. Like, there's confirmations, there's validations and invalidations, and this is what I'm trying to teach you as best to my ability as possible. So yeah. Now, of course, that's your 1618 technical target. You can see you'll be back at this swing low, which is very key support. You could see that you failed to break it on multiple attempts last year. Now, of course, the more times you come into it, the weaker it gets, but potentially that could be the bottom. Now, of course, we do have this swing low over here, and technically you would be losing that low with this 1618 target. So actually we do need to get some new Fibonacci levels from this swing low to that swing high over there. So basically measuring this massive impulse that we had, and you can see we haven't come down to any of these key. Oh my gosh, we're dumping right now. Oh no. I thought we were dumping, guys. I thought this was a mad red candle. That's so funny. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. But yeah, anyway, we haven't back tested any of these key Fibonacci levels. Of course, we can just bounce off this 382 and continue, break this 0, go to 52k. But we would be pulled towards the magnet, the 050 to the 0618, that golden pocket. You can see the 050 is actually lining up with this double bottom, this ascending triangles neckline that, again, we never back tested when we broke. So there were so many supports that we didn't back test. The neckline of this, as well as this key swing low that we saw on the weekly time frame, that 39k wick. Now, of course, if you come down and lose the golden pocket, you're again creating that reversal wave to the 1 if you lose that 786 to 33k. And of course, from here, you can come up, break above the 618 here, forms a larger double bottom. But if you come down and lose the 1, then you would be in a target down here to 26,000, and you can see exactly it's lining up with our head and shoulders technical target that we're seeing on Bitcoin over here, that actually we're still in a valid technical target too. If we get a brand new fresh Bitcoin chart, I say fresh, that's not even fresh, but anyway, just looking at this Bitcoin chart, you can see that actually we have held this as resistance now. We're all clinging on for dear life for this inverse Head and Shoulders, but with the rejection over here, you've actually back tested the neckline of the larger Head and Shoulders. So which one would you be more on the side on? The one that's actually been printing over months since, like, obviously we have to actually start at the shoulder here. So since August, this chart has been printing. This pattern has been printing, but this pattern's only been printing since January. So I'd lean more towards the one that's been in the chart for a longer period than the one that's just come about in the last month. You know what I mean, guys? So really focus on what's going on here. Yes, of course, this can be an inverse Head and Shoulders if we hold this 786 as support. Worst case, you want to come down to here because the shoulders need to be in similar lengths. So actually could come down to 39k. Yes, you would be losing the EMAs, but if you came back up and got above them, then potentially that shoulder could be forming. And again, this pattern's only valid once you break above this purple area. So it's so key to see Bitcoin get above 45, 46k. Until then, we have to say we are going to that 26k technical target, although it probably won't go down there. I don't personally think so. I might be wrong because it is a technical target, but we know anyway, just because it's a target, it doesn't have to be met. But at the moment, that target, because of this weekly rejection, because of this weekly shooting star, very negative, bearish reversal, bearish continuation, candlestick pattern, then obviously we have to say that it has continued to validate this larger Head and Shoulders that's been printing since August last year. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below on the video. And yeah, try and draw these lines that I've been showing you in the chart. It's very key. That's how you're going to learn. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll bring you over to the crypto packages now, and thank you guys for being patient. Peace. So guys, these are my crypto packages. Let's bring you over to the one-on-one mentorship, where it's £650 one-off payment. You will get video call lessons with me over a 1 month period. We will do 1 or 2 hour lessons every single day, and you don't need any prior knowledge whatsoever. You can have zero, you can already be an advanced or intermediate trader. My job here is to 10x your learning curve. Everything that I'm teaching you has taken me over 3 years to gather and cost me over £10,000, whether that was good courses, bad courses, mistakes, scams, or whatever it was. It cost me over £10,000 to get all this information that I'm personally teaching you. I also had to pay for my mentor over $2,000 for a 2 hour lesson. So what you're getting for this price is absolutely phenomenal. Now, you also get the 6 hour crypto course included in this price, as well as the signals chat until the top of the bull market. Now let's move over to the signals chat. I wouldn't call it signals. This is just basically a group where I post what I'm personally doing, my thoughts on the market, if I think it's going up or down. So there's daily chart updates, but also, yeah, throughout the day, what I'm thinking, or where I'm buying, where I'm selling, where I'm looking to accumulate, or obviously get out the market. This is what's in the crypto chat, and that's £25 for your first month and £40 onwards. Then we can move over to the 6 hour crypto course. There are over 35 plus videos in this. You don't need any prior knowledge to start. You can be beginner, intermediate, or advanced level trader. My job here is to 10x your learning curve, to make you into that self-sufficient trader, to make you into a trader that doesn't need outsiders' help. Not my help, not any YouTubers' help, or any crappy group chat. So if you're interested in this, you also do get a one-on-one mentorship lesson with me at the end of the course, so you can get any questions answered, so you're clear and you know exactly what to do going forward. If you're interested in any of these packages, then please go to my Twitter at Louis_crypto and literally comment down below and just say, Louis, I'm interested, and I'll personally private message you to see if you qualify for any of these packages. Thank you guys for listening, watching the video. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll catch you in the next one.